Who's your top 5 comedians today? Right now, as we sit on this couch, who's Lil Rel's top 5 comedians?
Damn, that's a good question. You know what's funny? They sent Canada questions, but I thought it was gonna be of all time. You today, damn.
Today.
That's a tough one. Ooh. So that just means actively doing stand-up right now.
Right now.
Wanda Sykes.
That's my girl. I love Wanda.
And I'm just saying stand-up. Right now, who I think is putting.
Man, you ain't gotta give all this explanation. We'll go ahead and say it now. Okay. Trying to hedge.
Wanda Sykes, Earthquake, Ali Siddiqui.
Okay. You only got 2 more spots.
Oh, damn.
Choose wisely.
I know who people want me to say.
I don't want you to say nothing. I just want you to know that millions and millions of people gonna watch this.
I know people gonna get mad at this. Jerrod Charmichael.
Okay. Rel? Oh, man.
I mean, look, I remember.
What in the hell type of list is this? What in the hell type of list? Now, he's obviously closer to comedy than I am. And I'm only basing it on people I've seen, either in person or that had a comedy special. So if I went off of those things, Wanda Sykes is whack, okay? She's probably the wackest, unfunny person that out of all the women, I mean, outside of Amy Schumer, I don't see no one that's worse than her. Now, does she talk about pussy and farts and period panties and all that? No. So I'll give her that. That's why Amy Schumer would be below her. But there's so many other women that are better that I just can't agree with that one. Jerrod Carmichael, I think the Carmichael Show, one of my favorite shows of all time. I've rewatched those 2 seasons probably 4 or 5 times. I hate that it got canceled, but as far as his comedy, his stand-up comedy, nah. It's very dry humor, and he's only had, 2 specials maybe? And they're nothing to really write home about. Now, Earthquake, I like Earthquake. He was been one of my favorites, probably top 10, I would say. If Earthquake came out with a special, I'm gonna watch it. I think it's a little too political sometimes, especially when he is pushing me to be a Democrat. But outside of that, I think he's funny. And who else did he say? He said Wanda Sykes. That was number 1. That's why I'm like, what the hell? Jerrod Carmichael, Earthquake. He said himself. And who did he say? Damn.
Trying to hedge.
Wanda Sykes, Earthquake, Ali Siddiqui.
Oh, Ali Siddiqui. All right, so this is my thoughts about Ali Siddiqui, right? He's a good storyteller. I can never tell if he's lying or not. A lot of those stories are wild. But he tells the same stuff. Oh, I don't want to hear about prison every single time. Prison jokes, you should just have one. But ain't nothing else going on in your life. But prison, I'm good, man. And I just don't believe he was who he said he was. Maybe he could be, but to be honest, I think he got a little sugar in his tank. You know what I'm saying? Had nothing to do with his comedy. Maybe it does, but I don't vibe with him. You know what I'm saying? Now he's definitely not on nobody's top nothing list, man. I don't understand that one. But like I said, I'm not as close to it, and that's who he enjoys. You know, that's who Rel enjoys. Do your thing, man. My top comedy or comedians today, of course, is gonna be Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. Yes, I'm gonna throw Sebastian Maniscalco. Hope I'm saying that name right. I'm gonna throw that in there. I enjoy watching his stuff. Very funny, very animated. Aren't you embarrassed? That was my shit. I like Angela Johnson. Now, of course, I like other people. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's always honorable mentions, but those are just some I just seen recently, and you know, they made me laugh. You know what I'm saying? Some people that's like still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Not just people who did it back in the 2001 and came out with a special. Because otherwise, I would say I would definitely throw Eddie Griffin in there. You know, but I haven't seen him in a while. You know what I'm saying? I've just seen him on interviews, but I ain't seen him in a while. So, you know, those are gonna be my 5 that are today. All right, I haven't seen Lil Rel have I? I just don't think he that funny, to be honest with you. He had a little joke on there about Cat Williams. You know, people dress up as Cat Williams, not Money Mike, Cat Williams. Like, womp womp. You know, but I don't know. I guess I don't go to a lot of live comedy shows. Maybe he is killing it. Maybe he's standing ovation. But I'm not a fanboy. I don't go off of fanboy stuff. I've seen a lot of funny ass comedians just at the comedy club but maybe nobody even knows. You know what I'm saying? I sit up in the front. I like to be talked about. I like to be roasted. You know what I'm saying? Like I've experienced some really, really funny comedians. Now, what was it, a whole hour? No. But I just, like Corey Holcomb said, he kind of just mild. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he should put himself in there. I would probably put Jerrod over him. I would probably put Mike Epps over him. I would probably even put D-Ray Davis over him. Like D-Ray Davis, I know some of his jokes. I don't know any of his jokes. I think he's good in movies. I think his voice is unique. I think he has some talent. I loved him in the Carmichael show. I'm not saying he's not talented, but to put yourself in there, nah, bro, you tripping.
Yeah. I mean, look, you know, I remember, and I got honorable mentions like Deion Cole and different people like that. But like, you know,
I might put Deion Cole over here. You shouldn't have put yourself in there, bro. You just asking for this.
Somebody recently put out one of these lists of who's the whatever. Everybody's trying to figure out what the criteria is, right?
Right.
I've purposely done things. I've purposely done the amount of specials I've done. I've purposely done all the movies and television shows and all this stuff. And I'm like, don't consistency count?
Of course.
But it's like, if you're not a part of the hype machine of things, you're never really in a conversation. We still got people who still want to be a part of these lists too much. I think you should graduate a list. The reason why I don't mention Chappelle, the reason why I don't mention Chris Rock, I do believe people graduate. I think Sid graduated. I think, you know, Chris graduated. Dave graduated from being on a list. Kevin has graduated from being on a list. Like,
you can't graduate from being on the list. If you are great, you're great. Or maybe you want to say Mount Olympus. Maybe you don't want to do Mount Rushmore. Maybe you want to do Mount Olympus and you do, you know, 10 people or whatever. But you just saying you don't want to put them on the list. That just don't make no sense. Those are your top 10. And that's giving homage and honor to those people. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you say, give me your top young comedians, then you can start saying all these little young brothers. But you got to say the Daves and the Chris Rocks.
y'all kings and OGs. I don't need to be on these lists no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And so, yeah, that's my list. I think Wanda Sykes to me is the most underrated legend.
I like one.
Wanda is where she belongs. No one sees her. Okay. Wanda is corny. It's like she white person playing blackface when she tell jokes. So corny. All of them are corny. This TV show should be on corny. It's just whack. There's nothing legendary about her. If I never saw her again, I'll be okay. I'm not trying to sound like no hater. I'm just giving you my take on what he's saying. I'm not making a video about how trash she is, but I'm making a video responding to what he's saying. And what he's saying is some trash.
She's fucking brilliant.
I like some more. I like Adele Gibbons.
Some more. Way better comedian than Wanda Sykes. Adele Givens, way better than Wanda Sykes.
I love all of them.
Yeah.
But we talking about like right now. But this is just my opinion.
Yeah, of course. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me your 5 greatest comedians of all time.
That's easy. And I was thinking about this earlier because Richard is who we all put as number one. But I don't know if I think he's almost like the creator of the style, what we are. So I don't know if we put Richard on there, but we just know Richard is.
Yeah, Richard, yeah. I don't know how you have a list if he's not on it.
Yeah. But he don't have to be neither.
You can't.
He's just the guy.
Well, how you have a list?
He's a comedy guy.
Yes, but I'm saying, how do you have a list if Michael Jordan ain't on the list?
You're right.
Now, I know what Shannon Sharpe was saying, and he didn't change Lil Rel's mind. But Lil Rel, what I thought he was saying, or to answer his question, or complete his thought, so he can stand on that ground. You just saying comedians that got the style from Richard Pryor is you putting Richard Pryor on the list without putting him on the list. You could do that because from what I've been told, what I've heard 1,000 times, they all got their feel or their style from Richard Pryor. And that's fine. But he would not be on the #1 list for me. I've watched maybe 2 of his specials, I guess. I've even seen Bill Cosby's. So I've watched some old stuff, but they're not on my top list because it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like what I like, type of comedy I like, I wouldn't have Richard Pryor on there.
Okay, all time. You asked me that. So Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Moms Mabley, Bernie Mac, Robin Harris. That's my top 5.
What do you say?
Well, how you have a list?
He's a comedy god.
Yes, but I'm saying, how do you have a list and Michael Jordan ain't on the list?
You're right. Okay, all time. You asked me that. So Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy is not on my top list, but I need a different list for Eddie Murphy. I'm gonna say the most influential comedians, Eddie Murphy's on the list. But the top, he only did it twice. Now we talking about stand-up. We're not talking about movies. We're talking about stand-up. He's only done it twice. Were they really good? Yeah. You know, for his time, for sure. But can't be top with only 2.
Moms Mabley.
I have not seen Moms Mabley, but I hear that she's really good. The pioneers of comedy. I don't know if she was stand-up or not, but I believe she did movies. I've heard other comedians say that she was very influential.
Bernie Mac.
And when Bernie Mac, that's a good one.
Robin Harris. That's
a pretty solid list. I'm okay with that, especially being he's close to comedy. I'm okay with that. My top, like I said, already, I wasn't a huge fan of Richard Pryor. I like Red Fox better, to be honest. I like Red Fox better than Richard Pryor, but that's just me personally. I have not seen Miles Mabley, so I'll give him that one. Eddie Murphy, like I said, I can't really give him much because only did 2. Bernie Mac and Robin Harris are good picks for sure. Because a lot of people got their style from those 2, and a lot of people thought that Bernie Mac was stealing from Robin Harris at a point. Big Worm, I can't think of his name right now. He was saying that he didn't like Bernie Mac because he thought that he was stealing from Robin Harris. Because their styles was kind of similar. They both dark, you know what I'm saying? And then once they talked, then they were like, okay, you cool. But my top 5, let's see. I'm gonna go, now they're not in any particular order, but I'm gonna go with Chris Rock, B. Griffin, Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle. Want to make sure I don't miss nobody here. I want to really think about this. I want to say Martin. He didn't have a lot of specials, but the ones he had was really good. And then to see him host on Def Comedy Jam, man, it's like watching Michael Jordan do his thing. That's what it was like. You know, they tried to follow him up with Joe Torre, but which he was good too, but it definitely was not a Martin. So I'm gonna go with Martin Lawrence for my top. As far as that can make me laugh, them brothers right there, them is definitely top.